This EPB Classic Rerun is brought to you by Calvert & Nunn Insurance in Glasgow. Calvert & Nunn Insurance not only offer a variety of policies, but are exceptional in their customer service and up-to-date quotes. Contact Vicki Bartley and her staff for any of your insurance needs. Calvert & Nunn Insurance is next to the Plaza Theater in downtown Glasgow.
Good afternoon. Welcome to the Kay Bledsoe Business and Professional Women's Club 2nd Annual Miss Senior South Central Pageant. The lady who is crowned today as Senior Miss 1994 will be the contestant who receives the most points based on poise, attractiveness, awareness, volunteer service, talent, and philosophy of life. The 1994 Queen will compete in the Ms. Kentucky pageant later this year. At this time, I would like to read to you the Miss Senior America Pageant Creed. The Miss Senior America Pageant is the world's finest and foremost pageant to emphasize and give honor to women who have reached the age of elegance. It is a search for the gracious lady who exemplifies the dignity, maturity, and inner beauty of all senior Americans. The Miss Senior America pageant philosophy is based upon the belief that seniors are the foundation of America and our most valuable treasure. It is upon their knowledge, experience, and resources that the younger generation has the opportunity to build a better society. At this time, it gives me great pleasure to introduce to you our Master of Ceremony, Golden Voice Royce, Henry Royce. Let's make him welcome.
She told me she was nervous about that. Now, she did a fine job, didn't she? Thank you, Sharon, and thank each and every one of you. I really am honored to be asked to do this afternoon. I was honored to get to do the very first Miss Senior Glasgow pageant, and we had so much fun. It just took a long time for me to even forget anything that happened because we talked an awful lot about it that afternoon and for weeks, and it all has come back alive. We were backstage getting ready to do this again this afternoon. These lovely ladies who are going to be out here this afternoon are full of energy, full of life, and have lots of talent and lots of stories to tell, and it's just going to be a wonderful afternoon as we crown Miss Senior Glasgow for 1994. And without further ado, I think we should meet our contestants. First of all, let's introduce contestant number 1, who is Helen Simpson. Helen is the mother of 6 children: Jeannie Robertson, Teresa Nunn, Karen Potter, Dana Garrett, Lisa Strange, and Glenn Simpson. She is also the proud grandmother of 7: Joel Robertson, Josh, Jared, and Molly Garrett, Jennifer and Mary Helen Nunn, and Catherine Strange. Helen is a 5th grade Chapter 1 language arts teacher at Southbury Elementary School. She is a member of GEA, KEA, and NEA. She is a member of the Faith United Methodist Church, a choir member, and a member of the Glasgow BNPW, and is sponsored by her daughters this afternoon. Ladies and gentlemen, Helen Simpson. Contestant number 2 is Esther McDonald. Esther McDonald is the president and co-owner of Century 21 Baron River Realty here in Glasgow. Her business partners are her husband, Eddie McDonald, and her daughter, Connie Baker. Esther is the mother of Connie Baker and Gil DeVore, and the stepmother of David and Joed McDonald, Kathy, Shirley, and Betsy Bowles. She is the grandmother of 10 and great-grandmother of 6. Esther's normal work week is about 60 hours long at Century 21 Baron River Realty, where she is a multi-million producer and a consistent award winner in the Century 21 Kentucky region. She also manages 2 farms and other rental property. After all this, she tries to attend all the middle school basketball games for her grandchildren. Esther is a member and past president of the K. Bledsoe BNPW Club, Glasgow Barron County Board of Realtors, the Kentucky Association of Realtors, and the National Association of Realtors. She attends the Columbia Avenue Church of Christ. Esther's hobbies are walking, attending live theater performances, and reading. When time permits, she would like to travel. She enjoys having all of her family members home for big Thanksgiving and Christmas dinners, and is considered the fried pie queen at church socials and community events. Contestant number 2, Ms. Esther McDonald. Our escort today, ladies and gentlemen, is Mr. Rudy Thompson. Rudy is in charge of helping these ladies get up on stage and back. Doing a fine job, Rudy. Now let's welcome contestant number 3, Norma Luke. Norma Carolyn Luke is a past member and co-coordinator of the Notre Dame International Host Family Program for 10 years, the BNPW American Businesswomen, the Boy Scouts for 7 years, the Girl Scouts for 4 years, and as an adult leader for 4-H for 2 years. She has volunteer work with the Indiana Bell Speakers Bureau for 2 years, bazaar work at St. Bernard's Catholic Church for 16 years, with the Barron County Literacy Council for 6 years, the Kentucky State Literacy Board for 1 year, and the Foxfire Program for 1 year. Her interests include sewing, cooking. In fact, she has written a cookbook. She enjoys arts and crafts, drafting, architecture design and redesign, painting, gardening flowers, herbs, making of potpourri, salvaging flower petals, writing, antique glassware, golf, and dancing. She also enjoys poetry. She has had some published and is a stroke survivor. In 1989, had 7 strokes. Would you please welcome contestant number 3, Norma Carolyn Luke. Next is contestant number 4, Ms. Oveda Ward. Oveda is the mother of Lewis and Mike Ward. She also owns and operates Oveda Ward Studios here in Glasgow. She is a member of the K. Bledsoe BNPW Club, the Glasgow Barron County Chamber of Commerce, as well as a member of the Kentucky and National Professional Photographers Associations. Ladies and gentlemen, contestant number 4, Ms. Oveda Ward. you can see, we have 4 elegant ladies in this afternoon's competition. You're going to see how talented they are in just a few moments coming up. Next, I want to introduce to you our judges for this afternoon's competition, the toughest job in the house, I guarantee you. First of all, from Scottsville, Kentucky, Mrs. Joyce Jones. Joyce is a cost accountant with Fruit of the Loom in Bowling Green. Next, we have Mrs. Eunice Williams. She is from Scottsville, Kentucky. She is an instructional assistant for the Allen County Primary Center. Mrs. Eunice Williams. And we have Mr. Glenn Britt, who is also from Scottsville, Kentucky, the field representative for the Kentucky Revenue Department. After going over there Friday night, having 3 judges from Scottsville, Kentucky, and losing to Allen County in football so bad on Friday night, we're going to keep an eye on these judges here this afternoon. All right, it's time for us to introduce to you, as we move into the entertainment portion, our 1993 Miss Senior Glasgow, who is going to set the pace for our entertainment this afternoon. You all know her. We've all grown to love her. Miss Virginia Thompson, the 1993 Miss Senior Glasgow, Barron County. Now, what she's going to do is she is going to come forth, and I hope if you didn't get to see this before, you would really take note. She is going to perform. Yes, let's give her a big round of applause. She is going. I'm sorry. Do you want me to tell them what you're going to do? Or do you? All right, I'll go right ahead. She is going to perform her talent presentation. Now, this is the most impressive presentation because this was chosen as the most humorous talent presentation at the 1994 Miss Senior America pageant held this past May in Reno, Nevada. What we want you to do is to sit back and be entertained by Virginia's comedy monologue done to the entertainer, Ms. Virginia Thompson.
Thank you, thank you. Hello, I'm Charlie, and this is my friend, Barry Charlie, and we're here to entertain you. Do you know that young folks think that forgetfulness is a sign of old age? I'm at the age when I'm beginning to think of the hereafter. I walk in a room, look around and say, now what am I hereafter? Whatever happened to thank you and goodbye? Today, everybody says, have a nice day. Have a nice day. I've had a miserable day. Ah, the age of elegance. A wonderful time in my life. Time for a little arthritis, a little rheumatism, mammograms, and constipation. Did you know that senior citizens are the biggest carrier of AIDS? Hearing aids, Kool-Aid, Band-Aids, Roll-Aids, walking aids, and Medicaid. In this frantic age of elegance that we live in, I want to ask that you simply remember 4 things: to always lie, swear, steal, and drink. When you lie down at night, swear to be the best that you can be. Steal a few precious moments each day for yourself, and always drink from the cup of life. And now, on with the show.
Simpson, ladies and gentlemen. Great job, great show. And we'll be hearing a bit more from her a bit later on in the program, and she has served us well and very graciously indeed. Now let's move to the talent competition with today's contestants. Bringing back on stage contestant number 1, Helen Simpson. Everybody knows the story of the 3 little pigs, or at least they think they do, but I'll let you in on a little secret. Nobody knows the real story because nobody has ever heard the wolf's side of the story. Here with the real story is Helen Simpson as told by Alexander T. Wolf.
Back in time, I was baking a cake for my dear old Granny's birthday. I had a terrible sneezing cold, and I ran out of sugar. I went to my neighbor's house to borrow a cup. Now, this neighbor was a pig. He built his house out of straw. The minute I knocked on the door, it fell in. About that time, my nose started to itch, and I knew a sneeze was coming on. So I huffed and I snuffed and I sneezed a great sneeze. And that whole house fell down. And there was that first little pig, dead as a doornail. And I couldn't just leave a perfectly good dinner behind there. So I ate it. Went to the next neighbor's house. His house was built out of sticks. Well, I called out, "Mr. Pig, are you in?" He said, "Go away, wolf. I'm shaving the hairs on my chinny chin chin." Well, my nose started to itch, and I huffed and I snuffed. I tried to cover my mouth, but I sneezed another great sneeze. You're not going to believe this. His house fell down also. And there he was, dead as a doornail. Wolf's honor. You know you can't leave food lying out in the open. So I did the only thing I could do. I had dinner again. Went to the third pig's house. It was out of brick. And I called out, "Mr. Pig, oh Mr. Pig, are you in?" You know what that rude little porker said? "Go away, wolf. You can't come in. Don't bother me." Well, I thought maybe I just need to go home and make a nice birthday card instead of a cake. About that time, he called out and he said, "Your old granny can go sit on a pen." Now, I'm usually a pretty calm fella, but when people talk about my granny, I go crazy. Of course, when the cops drove up, I was huffing and snuffing and trying to tear down his door. The rest is history. The news reporters got a hold of the fact that I'd eaten 2 pigs, a sick guy on the way to borrow a cup of sugar is not going to be interested. So they jazzed that story up with huff and puff and blow your house down. They framed me. They made me the big bad wolf. That's it. Would you like to have sugar?
And now you know the rest of the story. Helen Simpson, ladies and gentlemen, contestant number 1. And now we move on to contestant number 2 in the talent division, and that's Esther McDonald. Now, Esther is going to perform a Carol Burnett impersonation to the tune of "There'll Be Some Changes Made." Here's Esther McDonald. Mr. McDonald, ladies and gentlemen, there'll be some changes made. We made one small change here. We're going to put this back together now. All right. We continue with the talented ladies parading across stage with contestant number 3. This is Norma Luke. Now Norma is going to show us a cracked skillet that she has rescued, an original craft project, and she'll perform a song she rewrote for the purpose of teaching phonics to adults in the Barron County literacy classes where she teaches. Ladies and gentlemen, Norma Luke.
I feel a little bit like Miss Senior Show and Tell. This is a clock that hangs on the wall in our kitchen. If you have some old jewelry and you don't know what to do, drill a few holes, buy a little felt, and use a little glue. Now the song that I wrote, can you hear me? The song that I wrote for literacy, my students have had a lot of fun with. And I used Old MacDonald's melody, and it goes like this. Old MacDonald had a book, A-E-I-O-U, but Old MacDonald couldn't read A-E-I-O-U. So Old MacDonald went to town, A-E-I-O-U. He heard about the literacy plan, A-E-I-O-U. He signed up to go to class, A-E-I-O-U. In this class he learned his vowels, A-E-I-O-U. With an a here and an a there, here an a there, an a everywhere, an a. Old MacDonald learned his sounds, A-E-I-O-U. With an a here and an e there, here an e there, an e everywhere, an a. Old MacDonald learned his sounds, A-E-I-O-U. With an I here and an I there, here and I there, and I everywhere, and it did. Old MacDonald learned his sounds, A-E-I-O-U. With an here and an a there, here and a there, and a everywhere, and Old MacDonald learned learn his sound. A-E-I-O-U, with here and you there, here, you there, you everywhere, and Old MacDonald learned his sound. A-E-I-O-U. Now old MacDonald learned to read. A-E-I-O-U. He even got his GED. A-E-I-O-U. Old MacDonald searched for knowledge. A-E-I-O-U. He signed up to go to college. A-E-I-O-U. Now old MacDonald's educated. A-E-I-O-U. All his crops are rotated. A-E-I-O-U. All his fields are fertilized. A-E-I-O-U. And his bills computerized. A-E-I-O-U. When this song was begun. A-E-I-O-U. Bet you wished I was done. A-E-I-O-U. I'm done.
Thank you, Norma.
Calvert & Nunn Insurance not only offer a variety of policies, but are exceptional in their customer service and up-to-date quotes. Contact Vicki Bartley and her staff for any of your insurance needs. Calvert & Nunn Insurance is next to the Plaza Theater in downtown Glasgow.
And our final contestant in the talent competition this afternoon is Ms. Oveda Ward, contestant number 4. She is going to read a poem entitled My Mother, and this will be accompanied by mother and child portraits which she has photographed professionally in her studios. Oveda Ward. Close to the piano, all right.
Where that light is.
You want it on the stand? Help me with the wire.
My mother, who fed me from her gentle breast and hushed me in her arms to rest, and on my cheek sweet kisses pressed, my mother. When sleep forsook my open eyes, who was it snug to swell by and rocked me that I should not cry, my mother. Who sat and watched my infant head when sleeping in my cradle bed, and tears of sweet affection shed, my mother. When pain and sickness made me cry, who gazed upon my heavy eye, and wept for fear that I should die, my mother. Who ran to help me when I fell, and would some pretty story tell, or kiss the part to make it well, my mother. Who taught my infant lips to pray, to love God's holy word and day, and walk in wisdom's pleasant way, my mother. And can I ever cease to be affectionate and kind to me, who was so very kind to me, my mother? Oh no, the thoughts I cannot bear, and it God please my life to spare, I hope I shall reward my care, my mother. When thou art feeble, old and gray, my healthy arms shall be thy stay, and I will soothe thy pains away, my mother. And when I see thee hang thy head, 'twill be my turn to watch thy bed, and tears of sweet affection shed, my mother.
Oveda Ward, ladies and gentlemen. Well, as you can see, we have some multi-talented contestants this afternoon. Let's give them all a nice round of applause. One more time for the talent competition. And at this time, we're going to have Ms. Virginia Thompson, who is going to take her final walk and also has some farewell words of wisdom for us. So would you please welcome the 1993 Miss Senior Glasgow one more time, Ms. Virginia Thompson. Virginia? and she served us well, ladies and gentlemen, Virginia Thompson.
1993 was a very good year. In addition to being named Miss Senior Glasgow, I became a grandmother. And as you grandmothers know, that was a very special moment. I can never tell you what this honor has meant to me. I have tried hard to be an example for all of the senior citizens of the world. And the fun part is that when you're an old person like I am, you can get by with so much. People even laugh about my forgetfulness and my absent-mindedness. And that's quite a lot of fun, believe me. Younger people wait on me and try to humor me. Can't beat that with a stick. Trying new things keeps me young. I'm going through my second childhood. The first one went much too fast. My daily prayer is to teach me to be true to my family, my friends, and to my God. And in the immortal words of Tiny Tim, God bless us all.
Virginia Beasley Thompson is the wife of Rudolph Ole Thompson, Jr. She is the mother of Rudy III, Rick, and Heather, grandmother of McCrae Thompson. She is a member of the Glasgow Baptist Church, the K. Bledsoe BMW Club, the National Education Association, the Kentucky Retired Teachers Association. Virginia is a retired teacher, having spent 33 years in the classroom. She is a graduate of Peabody College and Vanderbilt University in Nashville, Tennessee. A round of applause for Ms. Virginia Thompson. Next, we move to, well, this is actually a combination of categories. You're going to get to see our 4 contestants this afternoon in the evening gown competition, and when they make it on stage, I will be reading to you their philosophy of life as they have presented in their application. So let's move into the philosophy of life and evening gown competition with contestant number 1, Ms. Helen Simpson. The Philosophy of Life by Helen Simpson. Live by the golden rule. Do unto others as you would have them do unto you. Involvement in all aspects of life. Family, church, school, and civic issues. Faith. Have faith and trust in God, family, and friends. Enjoy every aspect of life to the fullest. Happiness is not having what you want, but wanting what you have. Don't put off your dreams until tomorrow. With God's help, live them right now. Such is the philosophy of life of contestant number 1, Helen Simpson. Please welcome contestant number 2, Esther McDonald. The Philosophy of Life by Esther McDonald. I believe I must search diligently for the truth, and when I have found it, I must think on it, speak it, exemplify it, and share it. By doing so, I shall give notice that the world will be judged by it. A false balance is abomination to the Lord, but a just weight is his delight. Proverbs 11:1. The Philosophy of Life of Esther McDonald, contestant number 2. Next, would you please welcome contestant number 3, Norma Luke. The Philosophy of Life of Norma Carolyn Luke. My philosophy of life is to be a good neighbor, to return what I borrow, to always buy lemonade from the kids selling it in the driveway, to let other people pull in front of me in traffic or go ahead of me in line at the supermarket, to never judge a day until evening, to be loyal, to keep secrets, and to be a better person tomorrow than I am today, to keep my integrity intact with others and myself, to hold fast to the dreams within my heart, to keep one small secret spot where dreams may go, and sheltered so may thrive and grow. Such is the Philosophy of Life of Norma Luke, contestant number 3. And next, contestant number 4, Ms. Oveda Ward. The Philosophy of Life of Oveda Ward. Oveda Ward believes it is impossible to really live without loving God, loving family, loving mankind, and just plain loving the gift of life. She believes that love should be generous, forgiving, and merciful. Far too often we love things and use people when we should use things and love people. It is also Oveda's philosophy that much kindness must be sprinkled into life. Kindness is like a mirror. Every kind act is reflected in the softness in one's face and one's eyes. Oveda leaves us with this final thought: work as if you'll live forever. Live life as if you'll die tomorrow. The Philosophy of Life of Oveda Ward, contestant number 4, ladies and gentlemen. In fact, let's give all of these ladies with such inspiring thoughts another round of applause. Well, the judges have a little tabulating to do, and I have a little, some thanking to do here, but I want you to know, many of you know the gentleman Tickle in the Ivories behind me over here. He's very well known in our community. He does a wonderful job at anything that I've ever known him to be involved in. Let's give a nice round of applause to our accompanist and the person who is just about to entertain us in just a moment while the tabulation is going on, Mr. Chad Shockley. Chad is going to provide us with some entertainment while the judges are discussing and adding up the points. The lady who is crowned today as Miss Senior 1994 will be the contestant who receives the most points based on poise, attractiveness, awareness, volunteer service, talent, and philosophy of life. And the 1994 Queen will compete in the Miss Kentucky pageant later this year. So while they are working on that, let's enjoy the music of Chad Shockley. difficult this task is, we've had a request from the judges to ask the 4 contestants to come back up on stage together as a group. So, would contestant number 1, Helen Simpson, contestant number 2, Esther McDonald, contestant number 3, Norma Luke, and contestant number 4, Oveda Ward, please come forward. The judges would like all 4 of you here on stage as they continue their tabulation. Difficult job indeed. We're just proud of all of them. We have some people to thank. Some of them are in your program, and some of them have been added since the program was printed. But we want to thank, under the category of contributors, we want to thank Frankie Bradley with Discount Hair Care, Doris K. Davis with Mary Kay Cosmetics, the Floral Tapestry for the contestant flowers, and Houchins Market for contestant flowers. Also, special thanks to Subway, to Kmart, to Walmart, Modern Florist, and to Vets for their contributions to making this a wonderful afternoon. In fact, in this candy apple red basket here, we have some names. We're going to draw out 4 names to see who wins the door prizes, which are the 2 plants here on stage and the 2 plants that are down in front of the stage. So let's see who wins. And I guess we'll draw for the far plant on stage here. And I've drawn out a blank piece of paper. I don't know what that means. This is Vivian Owens. Vivian? She wins this one over here. I'll just put the name over here on the plant. And then I'll dig down in here some more and see what we can come up with to win this plant right here in front of the podium. This is Laura E. Bowles. Laura, you've got a plant bigger than you are. And next we have the 2 plants that are down in front of the stage on the floor. And let's see who's going to take those home. The first one is going to go to, this is Margaret Morgan of Grandview Avenue. Margaret? There's Margaret. You have one of these on the floor. And the other one goes to Kathy Shirley. Kathy? All right. Do we need more time? I'm looking for the floor director. We need more time. Yes. Maestro, more time. A round of applause for a guy who's done a super job today. As always. Chad Trafford. Chad, stand up and take a bow. Very talented indeed. I have some results to tell you about. What I want to tell you is that this is a wonderful event. I want to tell you that the 4 contestants that were here today are all very involved in their community. They're all contributors to their community, and they're very, very fine ladies to have representing our community in so many different facets and so many different ways. We just got to do it one more time. Our winner will be crowned by the reigning Miss Senior Glasgow Barron County, Virginia Thompson. The president of the K. Bledsoe BPW Club, Sharon Burgess, will pin the winner as well as the banner. And the flowers will be given by Betty Jackson. Betty's been running her legs off back there. She has been awful busy getting everything, keeping everything moving smoothly. Everybody ready? Ladies and gentlemen, I'm proud to introduce to you the 1994 Miss Senior South Central Kentucky, Ms. Norma Luke. Norma Luke. If you enjoyed today's competition, tell your friends about it. If you were perhaps in the audience and thought this might be you might have as much fun as these ladies had to be up here today, you might talk to somebody in the back of the room about being involved next year. And thank you all for coming to the 1994 Miss Glasgow Senior Pageant. Thank you.
Calvert & Nunn Insurance not only offer a variety of policies, but are exceptional in their customer service and up-to-date quotes. Contact Vicki Bartley and her staff for any of your insurance needs. Calvert & Nunn Insurance is next to the Plaza Theater in downtown Glasgow.